Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. We have absolutely devastating news coming out of Celtic Football Club tonight. It is with such sadness that everyone at Celtic Football Club is deeply saddened at the news that former Celtic goalkeeper John Fallon has passed away at the age of 84. John joined Celtic in 1958 and went on to make almost 200 appearances for the club in a 14-year period. He was part of the Celtic side that clinched the 1965 Scottish Cup, Jock Stein's first trophy as manager. He will be well remembered for his acrobatic, joyous celebrations the day that Billy McNeil's late winner ended an 8-year trophy drought for Celtic. Throughout his time at Celtic, John helped Celtic to 6 league titles, 5 League Cups and 2 Scottish Cups, as well as the European Cup. Another one sadly passes away. Another one of our football greats. Have met John personally on several occasions. He was a fine man. He was unbelievable. And I think that we'll all be sad tonight. After leaving Celtic, John went to play for Motherwell, Greenock, then Greenock Morton, before retiring from the sport in the mid-70s. His love for Celtic, however, was consistent through the years, and he followed the club home and away for the rest of his life. He did that. His passing comes with great sadness to us all. The thoughts and prayers of everyone connected with Celtic Football Club are with his family and friends at this sad time. It is sad news. It's one of those nights where you were coming on to talk about transfers, coming on to talk about Celtic, and something like that comes out right at the beginning. It's unbelievable. Rest in peace, John Fallon. Absolute Celtic legend. Absolute Celtic legend. Ozzy Osbourne died today as well. Yeah, I mentioned that at the beginning on the chat. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Seems to be a day that legends are taken from us. My dad took me to the 1965 final. I remember it. Him swinging from the crossbar. Rest in peace, John. There's another one for the team upstairs. But we need to get into the Celtic news tonight. And there is a bit of transfer news kicking about. And I have no idea why that's doing that. But anyway, Celtic have been told to up a bid after Celtic did what Celtic do, bid 1.5 million for a Danish winger. The 1.5 million bid has been rejected from Dutch side Go Eagles. Go ahead Eagles for the highly rated 21-year-old player. Now, when you think about it, we paid 9 million for Arie Engels. Celtic have went in with a low bid for a player who's valued at £5 million by his side. that Celtic have been told that fallen way short of the Dutch club's asking price to be in the region of £5 million. Will Celtic ultimately go and pay the £5 million? That's the big question that Celtic fans will be asking tonight, because when it comes to it, it's Celtic just doing what Celtic do best, and that's they go with the low bids, don't they? They go in with the low bids. Anyway, Paul says, met John in Vegas, generally decent guy, Celtic legend, thinking of his son Stephen and family, rest in peace. Yeah. God bless another Lisbon Lion, rest in peace John Fallon. Yeah, you can see the way that the comments is going to go tonight. Anyway, and another bit of Celtic related news. We all know that there's a certain club who have been keeping tabs on Daishawn Maida. Now, Brentford have just rejected a bid from Newcastle for their player Wissa for £25 million. It's said that they are holding out for £30 million for the player. There is breaking news that Newcastle will go back in the next 24 hours with a bid of £30 million for the player. Will that bring attention to Daishawn Maida again for Brentford, the fact that they're losing this forward? Could it be that this will give them the money and the impetus to spend on Daishawn Maida? It isn't directly Celtic, well, it's indirectly Celtic connected, because if that sale does go through, Brentford have been looking at Daishawn. Will they then go for Daishawn? It's like Celtic should merge with Rangers just for a laugh. I'm fed up. Anyway, we're going to keep an eye on that one. That will be one to keep an eye on, just to see if anything happens with regard to that anytime soon, because I think if that does happen, I've got a funny feeling they'll put a bid in for the player. They will put a bid in for Daishawn Maida, which will be devastating for Celtic if they do. It's a very, very Jesus, what? Sorry, I'm just reading another bit of news. Anyway, and another bit of Celtic news. Celtic are meant to be still in, rumoured to be in and around for a certain defender. And Etienne Uti. Celtic have still been linked with him. Celtic do need a defender, but it's all about the forward players. Now, this morning we reported the fact that a lot of outlets were saying that the Belwisha one, his agent has come out and said that Celtic were not even in talks with the player. Well, they wouldn't be unless at bid. See, this is where you get agents that maybe just chancing their luck, saying that Celtic aren't in talks. The agent would only be informed if the club had accepted an offer from Celtic. And then the club would go to the agent and say, right, we're accepting an offer from your player. You can go and then talk to Celtic. And I think that that's where maybe the misunderstanding is at the current moment. Because the coach has now said, I'm just working with the guys that are here at the moment. They all have qualities to be here. It would be foolish not to use them all. But their financial situation and the fact that Belwisha's contract runs out at the end of next year, making him a free agent by, and don't tell me Celtic are going to hang on to the Christmas window, the January window, and then try and get the player for nada next year. It would just be the things. Brentford, no chance. That's a lack of ambition. Is it a lack of ambition when you got? I mean, Matt O'Reilly went down to a club in England, and it's. I don't think that the players, once they've won what they've won at Celtic, they know necessarily they're not going to go to another club. They're not going to go to a club. Daishawn Maida's not going. I'm going to say this, and this might upset a lot of Celtic fans. Daishawn Maida is not going to go to a club that will have the possibility of winning the English Premiership. I said it. I've said it. He will know that, his agent will know as well. It is very unlikely that in fact, there's no chance Dais Midor is not going to get picked up by a club that will win the English Premiership. Not a chance. Not a chance. You could say what you like about him, and he's a fantastic player for us. But in the big wide world and of these bigger nations and these bigger leagues, I mean, look at Kyogo. He was a prolific goal scorer. Absolutely prolific goal scorer. And he goes to Rennes. And at that point, Rennes were almost fighting off relegation. And then he moves to He moves to Birmingham. You know, that's a massive step backwards. But his wages have just went through the roof. Do you think that he's really worried about getting to another team that wins trophies? I think a lot of Celtic fans have to have a real wake-up call when it comes to the possibility that Daishawn Maida may move to Brentford. Because if Brentford do sell their forward for 30 million, if they do sell them for 30 million, it gives them the cash to come and say to Celtic, we'll give you 25 million, we'll give you the 25 million that you want. It's quite easily done. And then they're getting a fantastic player. Anyway, a lot of people just jumping on the chat with the sad news that the Lisbon Lion, John Fallon, has passed away. And that's about it for tonight. I don't think I'm going to stay on too late tonight because I think it's a bit disrespectful to John Fallon and his family to gloat over the Huns in any form tonight. And not that I'm not even looking at their scoreline. I'm not interested in what they do tonight, actually. I think that as a Celtic family, we should show a little bit of respect for John Fallon and his family. Brentford have just sold me over 65 million as well. Yeah, that's true. I'll just close down some of these pages. Billy Gilmour's a zombie. Dyson has paid all his dues to Celtic and some. Hope he stays. If he goes, he goes. Yeah, that is about it. But anyway, I am going to call it a night tonight because I don't think that it would be respectful to have a bit of hilarity on the night that an absolute Celtic legend passes away.